Nothing's wrong.
Hey, Carl.
Hello, Marie. I'm just,
Gonna be a long meeting or short?
wait, I'm stopping recording. I think that's what I did, just a second. Are you sure? Let's see here. Ah, I don't know. Reset. Breakout room. Participants. Let's see. There we go.
Right, good evening, called in the meeting to order, January 8th, 2025, 5:17. Four members, we got a quorum then, right?
We got Marie, you, me, there's the quorum already. So,
All right. Any adjustments to the agenda?
nope,
Any public comment?
nope.
Approved minutes, October 9th, 2024 meeting, and notes from the November 13th, 2024 work session.
I'll make a motion there to approve the minutes and the notes from the work session.
Okay, motion by Carl.
I'll second.
Chris. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Discussion action. Review of architect plans. I'd like to go first.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff missing, but we have a new one coming in soon. So I'd like to be able to review that and correlate it with the other one,
A new one,
Shepherd's.
which will be totally different
Right.
than his,
Which will be to the back.
which would be, yeah, so. I think pending, that Jeffords. Fact finding would accomplish a couple of things to give us a comparison. For costs of conventional construction versus steel. Because that question I'm sure will be asked at some point, somewhere along the process. And then we'll see firsthand just what those cost differences are, if there's any. Square, cost per square footage may boil down to pennies,
Yeah,
or it may be significant, so,
and there is room,
yes.
it scale it off there, whatever. So there is room as far as if this gets altered a bit
Right,
for the ease of construction. There, we do meet the setbacks.
and as
So-
long as we say it shouldn't affect stormwater, as long as we stay in that envelope is set forth.
In their
our
plan.
permit.
That's correct.
But in the meantime, I know you both have found some gotchas.
Yeah, I mean, could you build from those plans? Yeah. Can you get an accurate bid from those plans? No.
That's, we're gonna need an accurate.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's just, and I know we're recording, but it's sloppy.
Well, and my question is, at some point, these are gonna have to go to Division of Fire Safety. For their approval,
Mhm.
and at which point they're gonna need the architect stamp on it. And they're gonna need the engineering stamp on it.
Mhm.
So there's three things: finalization, completeness of that. And the two stamps.
Well, three actually,
Right.
MEP structure.
MEP, right.
Yeah, so that's, so we don't have MEP drawing. We don't have structural drawings.
Do we have anybody on board there for MEP for the,
I was gonna reach out to, Trudell got bought,
correct?
so they kind of broadened their scope. By the parent company that bought them. I was gonna reach out to them just because they're local. And then there's L&N,
Mhm.
and I was gonna ask Jeffers who they use.
Mhm.
I'm sure they, I'm sure they have somebody that they utilize,
Mhm. I'm sure they do.
so.
And, it'd be good to get, a site plan estimate
For our site work,
for the site work, yeah. That's pretty extensive and you can get that separate from everything else.
Mhm.
Um, including the septic and
right,
everything else.
Yeah, I mean, that's, the nice thing is that the mound is there and the pipes are all run up just beyond the property line.
Okay.
So that's gonna help us out there as
Mhm.
far as to locate this and that and attach and then we go off it goes into this, into the field, so.
well, at some point, we're gonna have to, obviously pin down a contractor who would manage the. I would envision somebody, if it was. Say Stewart, I mean, they're gonna. Take care of the site work, they're gonna take care of the. They're gonna manage all that, so
Mhm.
that would. Whoever it is, that would be part of their,
Well, that's what I'm thinking there as far as, as the whole kit. That somebody takes that on.
Mhm. Well, they'd sub it
Yeah.
out, but yes.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
they sub it out, but they're handling. Getting this bid there, whatever, they sub it out
Well,
there.
I'm just kind of mentioning, saying, we we're trying to get a number on this thing that's accurate. You
Yeah.
can get a number for the site work.
Right,
We'll get a number for the building from Jeffers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna get is Stuart gonna give you a number for the building as drawn on the plan?
he did give us a tentative number for the,
Okay, so,
here's your keys. type of thing. And that was the number that was thrown out.
Mhm.
So I would, my opinion is similar to. What South Hero Fire had done with Nate Hayward. He obviously he did the, Wyoming Lancer did the design. But it was Nate managed all of it, the site work, the the pavement, right down to the light bulbs and the door locks and.
And that's what'll happen if you hire either a project manager. Or, project management firm or a general contractor who will do the project management. You get the same thing, and you can basically tell them what his scope of work is. And it's easier to have them do that.
Well, that's, yeah, I mean, it's less. Less for our.
Or more for coordination than anything else.
Right. Less for us to deal with. I mean, we still would need. A clerk of the works on our end to make sure that everything
Yeah.
is
Correct.
as we want. But just let them, cover from A to Z. And when they're done, here's the keys. That's right.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, you need, the project manager theoretically would handle all the shop drawing approvals and all all of that in the day-to-day coordination and scheduling, and that clerk of the works is the go-between. He's gonna, get the invoices, verify the invoices, give them to you guys. He's the go-between for that. So that's becomes a lot less work if you have somebody project managing the whole thing for you.
Can I ask an uninitiated question here? We've been at this for a while now and things just don't seem to be moving maybe fast enough. I don't know if that's the right word, but toward completion, so that I'm assuming we're going to ask the voters to pass judgment on this soon, right? In March? Or is that not correct?
Post town meeting.
I'm sorry?
After town meeting.
After town meeting.
After
Yes.
town meeting.
Special vote.
So will we have enough information to present a dollar amount to them and plans that come together?
After town meeting.
Like soon after, or is this sort of an indefinite sort of thing?
Oh, no, soon after.
We'd like to get it done as soon as possible.
Yeah,
But I mean, that whole process there, we can start shortly thereafter, we can, start informing the public, with some stuff. Because they're gonna have to be informed there come time there for a bond vote, of course.
right.
So,
Okay.
I don't foresee us, I mean, I would love to be able to shoot for like in, say, June, beginning of June there to have a bond vote.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason it was going to be right around the corner. And so I was becoming concerned, but it doesn't
Well,
sound
we
like,
had high hopes,
I'm pushing before.
Okay.
I'm thinking April, May.
so Michael's
got it.
pushing April, May, so.
got it.
I'm setting the bar just a little sooner. So. I guess you two can,
We haven't gotten together.
so maybe between now and the next meeting, I mean,
No, we can't.
Come up with a list, because at some
I don't know
point-
what your schedule looks like. So.
I'm pretty open. We can schedule something.
Okay.
Nobody wants to work outside this time of year.
Because if the Jeffords thing doesn't pan out, or it's gonna be, reinventing the wheel. And going, hastening or slowing down the process even more because they obviously would have. Scheduling conflicts or, we just don't have time to sit down and.
It'd be good to see what they're coming up with. I mean, as far as, the two of us reviewing these plans, I mean, there's a couple pages of errors and omissions and details that aren't there that are called off and, that's a couple pages of stuff, but that's all pretty minor from a building standpoint, not minor from an estimating standpoint, and not minor from a complete set of plans standpoint.
I would like, if that's the direction, if the Jeffords thing doesn't pan out. And this does not prove to be a truly cost saving measure. Then. We gotta roll with what we've got, and the quicker those are complete. And done, then there's no more expenditures. On that, except, we have the NDP that we have to have done. Which would just be attachments to these sets.
Yeah.
So the quicker we get those. Items addressed, he makes those changes, then we're done. We got, there's your
Yeah,
sets,
if everybody's happy with
right,
the way he's drawn up the construction and everything that's in the building. I haven't heard that yet from everybody, so. I'm just sitting here.
well, and that's where. I know Chris questioned the 2x8 construction versus the 2x6.
Mhm.
So those are valid. I mean. In the grand scheme of things, yeah, well, it's only lumber, but. There's a big difference between the cost of a 16-foot 2x6 and a
Mhm.
16-foot 2x8.
Yeah,
And it doesn't have to be, and Robert, I believe, mentioned that in one of our meetings, it doesn't have to be 2x8. That's
Right.
what he had just put that in,
Right,
but it doesn't have to be 2x8.
well, and that's,
I know, that
that's
has
where
to
the
be,
engineer, the structural engineer is gonna say, well,
yeah,
he's gonna put a stamp on it, so is 2x6 gonna be okay?
yeah,
Or is it not?
that's right, so.
right.
And if everybody's happy with that construction, great. There's lots of alternative construction methods. You can use metal studs, you can, go SIPS panels. I don't know if you,
We've been looking at those.
yeah. I mean, you're using SIPS panels on the roof anyway. So it's just, deciding, okay, this is what we're gonna go with.
Right. It's those emissions and those ahas that you guys have both of you have kind of looked out.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty obvious, so it's, when you go to look for detail and it's not there, then that's a problem.
Well, it's not a boat, so that's why I'm relying on you guys. So, all right, anything else on the plans?
Are the latest rendition of the plan still here?
Yes,
Correct.
Where are they, downstairs?
they're in the town office.
I have a set also.
Okay, because I don't have a set of the most recent.
I believe the ones I have are the most recent.
If you picked them up here, yes,
Yeah, they're downstairs.
Yeah.
There's
we
a
had,
number of
we
full
had a
sets.
couple of different sets of them. So, of the big ones,
Right.
the little ones there, and then we have the big ones. Well,
Before you and I get together, I'd like to make sure that I'm up to date on what's up to date. So,
Okay.
I believe she has them tucked in behind her counter. So, anyway, just ask, you shall receive.
Chris, what's your phone number?
802 233 8475.
I'll send you things unless you wanna write down mine. 802.
Yep.
370.
Mhm.
1760.
Right, DRB conditions, Mylar, and stormwater additions to plans.
We have a stormwater renewal right there.
Yeah, so the stormwater. Drawings. We add those, and those should be part of. Those should be added to those sets,
Yeah,
because that, it shows the operational. Design, and it also shows the construction design and what they need to do during the construction of it.
we put them in the tanks and all that,
Well,
or for the pond. We have a
what they-
retention pond.
What things they need to do in the construction phase, there's two, actually, there's two permits, there's a construction permit. And the operational permit, this is the operational permit, I think the construction permit does not change, whereas the operational permit, we need to renew on a biannual basis,
I think it's spelled out on that. Is that the one?
yes,
Should be spelled out on
and it's 2 years.
there. $160.
The construction one needs to go for the estimate too, because they
Yes.
need to know. You know, where the silt fence needs to be, if there's a retention pond and all that stuff.
So that will have to be added to those.
And we updated that to the new configuration, or we left it alone?
God, I believe it's on there. I believe it's on the overall site plan. Which is, should be one of the pages. I believe it's there. I'll have to look.
Yeah.
When you get a set, look.
Yeah.
It should be on there. Well, that's the other thing. Is the. On the site plan, that's one of the pages. We're gonna make sure that all the. Permits are listed in the notes. Wastewater,
Right,
wastewater, at least have the numbers of the permits.
reference number.
I think they are, but you gotta double check that when you're on through them. RFP development. Statutory timeline for the RFP. Air it out. There are companies that will come in.
That will.
The RFP process that we just used with the water project was absolutely seamless.
Who was it?
I don't know,
It was Aldrich and Elliott.
Aldrich and Elliott. It was seamless. They did an electronic bid submission system, Zoom meeting to open up the bids, called in the winning bidder at the meeting.
Did they draft the RFP and send it out?
And
Yeah, they handled the whole.
They did the
kit and
whole
caboodle.
thing because they designed, they designed the
Was the
product.
water board the lead on that, or was it the select board that was,
Water board.
that
Yeah.
contracted with them to do it?
Well, ultimately, it's the select board there that contracts with them, but the water board there was the lead.
They did the heavy lifting, but they
Yeah.
came to us for approval of doing the electronic bid submission project with
Right.
Aldrich and Elliott. They said it was kind of standard course for big contractors these days. They said it's compliant with all of our statutory requirements. And after the board came in, Andy and Larry, we felt confident enough to approve it, and it worked like a charm.
Yeah,
That seems to be the way to go then.
I'm happy to reach out to Andy or Larry and see who they're working with over there and ask if they can do this for us too, because
Yeah, that'd be nice.
we
Yeah,
just paid them a couple of bucks for that other project.
we're gonna pay them some more. So,
Well, it's one less P on our plate.
yeah,
I'll make a note to do it.
At least make that contact, let them know that we're gearing up to.
Yeah,
probably wanna deal with Andy because
yeah,
Larry may be over the skies of China or something like
yeah,
that.
I'll reach out to him first.
Right. Clerk of the work updates.
None.
Okay. The other item is, so as you know, Ronnie is helping us seek some grant monies and spearheading a fundraising campaign. So Chris and I met her. We met with marketing company that their company, which is Mardek, uses. And it is. Dried out of Bloomington. So they would do a number of things for us. So the first thing is development of this kit. So we've had one meeting with them, we've gotten some estimates, come up with some options. So the kit that Ronnie and I and Chris kind of envision is a 6 to 8 page booklet that we would use for going to Sanders' office, Balance office, Welch's office. Well-to-do citizens in North Hero who have businesses here. Other areas, outside the county as well. To try to get some large contributions to help offset that. So my question is, if we hire this firm to develop this booklet for us, is that a viable use of the monies that are set aside to the north fire station? Like we're paying Coneco.
I'd say absolutely, as I have no reservation of using the money for that purpose at all.
Right.
If you hire this firm and you get that product and you get $1 million out of it, I'd say it's a pretty good use of bucks.
Okay.
So it's developing a booklet, like Mike said, for the sit downs. And it's
Yeah.
also
Right, the
developing a trifold for mailing.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for the project overall, and you can leave a few of them down here in the clerk's office for people who want to see, you know, a bit more of a visual depiction of the project, and also may come in handy for grant applications.
Yeah, we'll, after we complete the first leg, we'll have everything they create electronically, so we could,
you can make changes.
well, we can make changes, we can have posters printed, we could have,
Because here's what just
Postcard.
pops into my mind there is that if Jeffords comes through and they say, you gotta keep it straight, we don't wanna have a picture depicting the other way.
well, that's kind of what's holding us up right now,
Right.
we're kind of in a staying pattern.
Yeah.
So I met with Ronnie, this evening, so we're gonna give Jeffords a little more time to see, cause Jeffords could punch out a likeness of the building,
Mhm.
I'm sure rather quickly.
Yeah,
They could punch out a floor plan rather quickly to get us to at least start on both buildings.
Yeah.
To at least start our, PR campaign and our
Right.
public outreach and that, those types of things.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of waiting to see what they come back with. And
Okay,
if they don't come back by, I say, February, then we'll just go with what we got.
okay.
And
But yes, I agree. I agree with Harry there as far as that's a viable expense.
okay, it's pricey. But I think.
Okay, I say it's viable there. How pricey?
Well, the estimates to do the booklet were between $4,000 and $5,000.
Okay.
And that, you know, that was assembly, that was printing, that was the graphic design, that was, here's your booklet.
Yeah,
And then from that, if we decide that we want them to do the trifold, then that's another charge. We've gotten estimates to do a specific website for the project.
Yeah.
So people viewing the website can actually go there and use our QR code and make donations if they wanted to. So there's about 5 parts of their proposal, and we can kind of a la carte. We can just say, now we'll take item 1 and let's see how it goes.
okay, now, are you talking here that this is? So you have to have some kind of separation too. As far as saying, so if you have a QR code, that QR code there is not tied to the town. The QR code is tied to the fire department.
Yeah, so any funds that are raised as a result of the booklet or the flyers or, that campaign would be used for the building.
Okay, so. What I'll throw out, just so it keeps everybody. In line and stuff, so. You can. So you're gonna have one for the fire station,
Right, so
and then we can actually do one for the public works,
you could,
okay? But. It's gonna be a different thing there, the public work, we don't even need one for the public works, because that'll be an information, those be in the meetings.
yeah,
And we'll
no,
have-
so the way.
This is more for funding purposes on your end.
Yes, this
So-
is a fundraising campaign to
Yeah.
help offset the monies needed.
Yeah.
For the bond.
There's a total.
Is that the new one?
That's the one that you sent me.
Just recently?
No. This is the one that you sent me a little while ago.
So here's the recent one. Yeah, so the fundraising campaign would be for the fire station to reduce the burden to the voters.
Right.
Whether it's $150,000, whether it's $250,000,
Whatever, yeah,
who knows?
Yeah.
But I think it'll show them,
Well, even if you get 10 grand out of it, you've met and exceeded your initial investment.
right,
And you've got $5,000 out of thin air.
right,
So, you know, I think you're likely to exceed 10 grand total contributions on the campaign. So, I mean, I remain convinced that I think that's a good choice.
so the initial. So she's projecting, so the kit. Full color, blah, blah, blah. Pledge card, blah, blah, blah. 2-week turnaround. Is that $5 grand?
okay,
So, and then from that, we can, it's just merely, my question was that a viable use of those funds that?
Yeah.
Are on hand in town?
be having some more money going into that there if the budget goes through this year.
So I think that. And then whatever we can, electronic stuff we get from there, we can put in town, that's certainly.
Post it on the website.
Put it on the town.
Post it on the town website, sure.
And I was gonna talk with Corinne about, adding a link to the town website.
Well, we could potentially, on the town website, we could potentially have, and I haven't gone through the whole thing there, but we could have like the public safety web, page.
Well, there is a fire department one there, but there's no link there, so that would be, I got some pretty savvy folks who could probably get something set up, we just need to, and then provide Karen with the link and.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
I'm not talking about me.
You look at the word there.
All right, so that's viable use, good, thank you. Anything else before we jump into approval of invoices? Are we beginning stuff? Well, we could do that in agenda building.
Well, approval, I mean, there's, two have been already taken care of.
Okay.
So really, the only one that you have there is the $160 there for the renewal, which we have to do anyway.
Yeah, so we'll move into the approval of invoices, ANR. Billing for $160. So it's due on the 18th of February, 2025. There's a town, the stormwater permit encompasses both parcels. So
Right.
it's gonna be a reoccurring,
Yes, yeah,
so.
we'll take that out of the thing.
All right. So do we need to approve it or just initial it?
No, just initially. That'll show up on our next select board one.
And then you guys already approved the,
We already approved the other one. He's been paid,
so,
but I will talk to him.
let me know how that works out.
Okay.
I put a stop to the
Okay, so
really changes. Okay, agenda building. What are we forgetting? I think we should probably add the MEP component to the agenda, because that could be quite a detailed.
well, if Harry gets with. You're
If
gonna
I get with Aldrich and Elliott and we let them know that we need an MEP and help putting the project out to bid, they might be able to do a package deal for everything. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Town just awarded that.
not the RFP.
Not the RFP, but the MEP, but I mean, I'm sure that they deal with. With other ones there too. Now Nagley and Chase, I believe that they were the ones that got the contract on the storage tank, I believe.
So they also did Milton's fire station.
Yeah.
And Milton's public works building.
Right. So.
I was in Milton's public works building,
Mhm. Nicely done.
very nicely done.
So. All right,
And I'm not sure, I think Jeffords might have done the building.
right.
Shepherd supplied and then had it subbed out.
So. All right. Well, we'll
Is
leave
there
that up.
anything, is there anything you want to remove from here? Mylar, stormwater, any of it need to be removed because it's in the way?
I would say, let's not remove anything because that will be a reminder not to forget about the Mylar filing or making sure that the stormwater is attached to the Mylar and for the bill.
It's a good checklist.
And for the plans,
Okay, that's fine then.
leave the stuff on until it's completed. Anything else for the agenda?
You might want to, just contact Aldrich also for structural, see if they do that.
Okay, well, I'll get in touch with them kind of from a general perspective and I'll say that we've got this project cooking along. We've got a few things that we might be interested in seeing if they.
Saying if they-
They could assist with. And then maybe what we could do is invite someone from them to invite them to our next meeting. So we can have kind of a general discussion, they can see where we're at, and if they wanna take some or all of these remaining items on our checklist on. They can come back to us with a number and we can see about. Really, putting the ball rolling.
Well, if they're willing to meet with us, we can call a special meeting
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
at any time, as long as it's one ahead of time.
yeah,
I would entertain that because that's kind of an important piece.
Mhm.
yeah,
We can focus on that without all the other stuff.
well then, I'll try and get with the contact that Andy's been working with tomorrow morning, I'll ask about availability. For a meeting, I'll shoot an email to this group and I'll see if we can at least get. Most of us together for a sit down with them.
And your email will be your correct email,
I
so
will
that you
email.
get updated, so, all right, so you do the emailing and
I'll
then
do the
everybody.
email
will have
out
that.
and then everybody else will have it.
All right,
Yes, well, yeah, cause.
It's kind of nice being incognito, I gotta
Well,
admit.
I don't think that any of the emails are coming to my right address either.
Yeah, so you and I, we get this. And then I run into Carl and he's.
and I say, hey, by the way, you're gonna be at the meeting tonight, so.
And I say, sure I am, better believe it.
All right, so next meeting date, that would be. What's that, second Wednesday?
Well.
Right. Okay. Anything else before we adjourn? Anything we're forgetting?
Just want to clarify, the $160, which is due February 18th, is for the stormwater permit. Did I get that right? Did I hear it right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, anything else before we adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Aye,
Aye.
Bye.
Here.
all right, meeting adjourned at 5:57. Good night, Marie.
Good night.
You.
Night.